Welcome to the Double Dribble podcast with Dubin and Akil. That's Jared Dubin, author of Last Night in Basketball. Make sure you're reading his newsletter. The season's about to begin. We're going to get all sorts of great content from Jared. Make sure you are checking out Last Night in Basketball. Subscribe to the newsletter as well as this podcast, but we'll get to that part in a second. I'm Mo Dakil, former video coordinator with the Clippers, Spurs, Team Australia, occasionally write for Bleacher Report, and doing videos for Offside. Make sure you check that out a whole ton. And on the weekends, we'll be a co-host on NBA TV for the show The Association. There'll be random times I will let you guys know here when I'm going to be on, and we can discuss that stuff. But more importantly than anything else, I want you to subscribe to this podcast, the Double Dribble podcast. Make sure you're subscribing. Leave 5-star reviews wherever you go to listen to podcasts. Make sure you're checking out the YouTube page. And I'm going to even let Jared talk now.
I appreciate that. It's youtube.com/@DoubleDribblePod. Listen on Spotify, iTunes, wherever else you listen to your podcast. Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Subscribe for your parents, your mothers, your brothers, your sisters, fathers, daughters, sons, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever else that you got going on there. Situationships. Subscribe on all of their devices. Subscribe on all of your devices. Leave us those 5-star reviews and leave us the comments. We'll be responding to those as well.
Yeah, it's just do it, folks. Just do it. Listen, we did all the division previews. We're heading in. Season starts next week. We did all the division previews. You can go back and listen to those. As a matter of fact, all of you should go back and listen to it at least 5 times and then watch it on YouTube at least 4 times so you fully have an understanding of everything and all that. And don't hold us to any of those predictions whatsoever. And yeah, today we're going to take a look at the awards right before the season starts, and we're going to make more predictions on the awards with that fun stuff. We're going to look at some of the odds on DraftKings. By all means, do not bet the house on what we say, right? Please don't do that. Just don't, we're just doing stuff here. Don't do that. Please be careful with your money. That's all I got to say with that stuff. And, Jared, I want to get the easiest award out of the way. And we're going to go in an order in which I will designate, and I apologize here. I think the most obvious award is the Defensive Player of the Year, right? Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, as long as he plays the minimum required 65 games, which, he played, I believe, 70 during his rookie year, if I'm remembering correctly. Obviously didn't play a lot last year because of the blood clot that he had, but as long as this guy plays the minimum number of games, he is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. He's the best defensive player in the league. He is going to be even better on defense this year than he has been for the past 2 years. Brian Windhorst, I saw, was saying that he might actually be getting close to 7-7. He's listed at 7-4 now. And Boban Marjanovic was saying that he's 7-4 and he's looking up at Wemby. So, yeah, the guy is a monster. He is going to win Defensive Player of the Year, barring some ridiculousness. So instead of talking about who we're going to pick to win, we're going to talk about who we're going to pick to come in second.
Yeah. And this is, first off, side note, can we just have Boban on TV every day? Like, I will tune in if you put Boban on TV every day. Just telling you, just a note for producers out there. So looking at the DraftKings odds, right? Wemby is minus 175. Like, they're just like, yo, if he's healthy, he's going to win. It's, if what was the total? Like, he crushed the total blocks number last year, and that was by playing only half the season. So I mean, it's kind of insane with what you look at with that stuff. So when you look at the DraftKings odds, would you give me a guess who you think has the second best odds on DraftKings, Jared?
Can I give you 2 guesses?
Sure. I'm going to be annoyed if you get it the second time, though.
I'm going to say it's either Chet Holmgren or Evan Mobley.
Oh, fuck you. You got it on the first try. It's Chet Holmgren 1, Evan Mobley 2. Let me put it, excuse me. It's Wemby 1, right. Holmgren 2, Mobley 3, Amen Thompson 4, and then Dyson Daniels at 5. I'm a little surprised Holmgren's 2. And I get how good he is defensively. This isn't a shot about him defensively, but I would have thought either Mobley or Thompson would have better odds than Chet Holmgren. Because the one thing with Chet Holmgren, he has Lou Dort on his team. He has Jalen Williams. Like, he has an unbelievable defensive team around him. Yeah. Like, it is easier to be the shot blocker when, like, I got to battle through Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, SGA, Kason Wallace, Kason Wallace. Like, Isaiah Hartenstein, and then, and I know I named 5 guys already, folks. I understand you don't have 6 on the court, but it feels like it with the Thunder. Then I get to the rim, and there's fucking Chet Holmgren. Like, yeah, like I feel like it's almost like he's on too good of a defensive team, where I would have thought Mobley or Thompson would have higher odds. So we know Wemby's won. We know that's our pick to win it. Jared, like, give me who you think is going to be second in the voting and why.
Well, the reason I had him as the guy that I thought would be the second in the odds is because I was going to pick him, which is Chet Holmgren. Despite the fact that they do have a bunch of obviously elite defenders on the Thunder, I do think that this award obviously tends to go to big men more often than not. The last time we saw a perimeter player win was Marcus Smart, and he was the first one to win since Gary Payton, I think it was.
And that's enemy of the pod, Seth Partnow's fault.
Eliding that snipe at Seth. I do think that Chet is going to get the overwhelming amount of support from the Thunder if he's able to stay healthy, which I believe he played 82 games 2 years ago. But in his other 2 seasons, he's been either missed the entire season or he missed a significant portion of the season last year when he broke his hip, I think it was, if I'm remembering correctly, or
I don't think he broke his hip. What injury? Broken hips is a big deal. I'll look it up. You keep talking. I'll look it up.
He either fractured his hip or fractured his butt bone, or one of those, I believe it was. But
last season?
I mean, he's obviously an outrageous shot blocker, outrageously good help defender. We saw once he came back, before he got hurt, he was playing at an all-defense level. Once he came back, he played at an all-defense level. During the playoffs and during the finals, he played at an all-defense level. If he continues to play at that level or, even gets better, he is going to be heavily in the mix for this award.
Yes, and you are right. It was a hip fracture. I feel like broken is a little bit different phrasing than because I feel like broken takes a lot longer to recover from. With that, I hear you. I understand it. But I just think, I think when
you think there's going to be vote splitting, basically.
Yeah, I mean, look, Dort is 6 in the voting, in the rankings, in the odds, and then you have Shea's in the top 10, so that's 3 Thunder players already.
Shea is in there over J-Dub.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find where J-Dub is right now. Yeah, J-Dub's...
That's surprising to me. I guess Shea gets the steal numbers.
Yeah.
So it's more noticeable. But, I mean, J-Dub last year was one of, the, 5, 6, 7, 8 best defenders.
He's one of the all defensive players of the year. All first or second team. I think it was second team, right? If not, he should have been. He was unbelievable. Yeah.
But the Thunder legitimately could have had 5 all defense guys if there were no games.
They'd have their own team. They'd have their own team. It'd be their own, and then the Thunder.
Caruso should be all defense every year. He's just not going to qualify because he's not going to play enough games. Dort, obviously. Chet, obviously. J-Dub, obviously. Kason Wallace, if he played enough minutes, he could get in there. Isaiah Hartenstein, I think last year, for the most part, defended at an all-defense level. When he was out there, he also missed a third or somewhere more than a third, maybe even, of the season. But... So there might be the vote splitting, but I think if Chet plays all year, then I think he could get to second or third.
Right. For me, second's going to be Evan Mobley. Right. Actually, I'm going to change it. Amen Thompson. I'm back and forth with this stuff. I think his defense is going to be so important for this Houston Rockets team And I think it's going to be a lot of fun with just his athleticism and the way he plays and hounds people defensively. Yeah, I'm going with another guard, but I'm going with one that should actually win it. By the way, it's a shame that Drew Holiday has never won this award. Just not going to happen anytime soon, but he should have won it in his prime. I know it always goes to big men for the most part, but Amen Thompson is just such an unbelievable and athletic defender in a way. It's not just, I think the numbers are going to back him up. But, Jared, I think he's going to have defensive highlights where we're going to be like, God damn.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's going to have stuff. He's going to have stuff where it's going to push the voters.
You definitely don't have to convince me on Amen Thompson, who I've said several times on this podcast and elsewhere is my favorite player in the league to watch. The length, the size, the speed, the agility, just the ability to stay with anyone at any position at all times. And, like, yes, I guess he's technically a guard because he's probably going to play some point guard for them this year. But he's also, like, he's played the 4 a bunch for them in his career already. Like, to me, he would be more in the style of like a Draymond winner than a big man winner or a guard winner, because he's like a big wing who just guards everybody.
Right. Yeah, I think he has the ability, and the versatility will take it to another level. Again, Wemby's going to win it, and we're just arguing who's going to get number 2, because that's basically where just give the trophy to, as soon as Wemby crosses the mark, just give him the trophy.
Once he plays his 65th game, just be like, all right, here you
go,
go,
buddy. Do it at the end of that game. Just have the ceremony. Sorry, with all that stuff. You know, we're being a little bit dumb with this, but we're having fun, folks. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. I want to move on to maybe one of my least favorite awards. Do you want to guess what my least favorite award is? It's not. No. Well, yes. I should say, though, caveat, I just completely ignore the Clutch Award. We're not doing that. I think it's dumb. But whatever. It's an award that we're not going to even bother with that. It is most improved. And I have a question for you before we even get into the whole thing, because there's always this debate. Do you have any caveats for most improved players?
I don't. Like, I try to find literally the player that is the most better from that year to the previous year. And, like, sometimes that could be a guy who was already a star and just gets a lot better. Like, I don't care about that. There are people who are like, oh, well, it should be a young player and it should be a guy who comes out of nowhere. And why would you ever give it to a guy who was like the number 1 pick in his draft? You expect him to get better. And it's like, it's not most unexpectedly improved player. It's most improved player. So it's the player who is the most better that year than he was the year before. That's what I try to look for, at least. Are you on the same wavelength?
On that note, yes, but I do have a caveat, right? I don't vote for second year guys. Okay, and if you, for those that are not watching on YouTube, and you should be, Jared just gave me the "oh fuck you" head nod that you know I get almost on a regular basis from most people in my life. Listen, I get it, Jared, but like that's expected to me. It has to be such a fucking leap from year 1 to 2 where I go, yeah, most improved with that stuff. I'm with you. If you take the superstar leap, should be considered most improved, right? Like the year Ja won it, right? And everybody, even Ja kind of was like, whatever, you know, like he felt like he should have been more in the running for MVP, which he was. I think he finished 7th in voting that year. But I have that caveat though. From year 1 to 2, I don't really vote for second year guys. Year 3 on, perfect. You know who could have won it last year was Norman Powell, right? Yeah. I'm with you, and like it doesn't have to be a young guy.
I remember there was a year, so it was like whatever the season was where the Knicks won like 54 games or 55 games or whatever it was back in like 2013, where I was like, Jason Kidd was so bad last year in his last year in Dallas, and he was legit good for the Knicks this year. Why is he not in the mix for most improved player? Like, just because he used to be Jason Kidd doesn't mean he wasn't one of the most improved players in the league this season.
I feel like that. I'll ask this question at the very end, but that's different. So, okay, with our caveats, all that stuff. Who do you have winning most improved? Do you want the odds first, or do you want me to give you, or do you want to give your?
I feel like the guy that I'm taking is probably going to be first in the odds.
Can I guess
But
who you're going to take?
let's hear him anyway.
Can I guess? Just because you're such a big fan and you profess your love for him already, is it
Yeah.
Ahmed Thompson?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Go for it. Why is he? What's he going to improve on? How is he going to be the most improved player?
He's going to be better at everything because we've seen that already from year 1 to year 2. Just the level of athleticism that he has. I think that the playmaking aspect that he's going to be asked to take more of this year because they don't have a point guard is going to make the numbers really pop. Like he's going to go up to like 6-7 assists a game or something like that. And people are going to be like, whoa, look at the playmaking jump that he's made this year. He's going to be a better rebounder. He's going to be better on defense. He's going to be better finishing. Like, this is a guy who has absolutely every skill except for 3-point shooting, and he's going to be on one of the most high-profile teams in the league. You're going to see it right from the first night of the season. You're going to see him on national TV all the time. He's going to be one of the best players on one of the best teams in the league. The trajectory that we've already seen from him in 2 years is insane. He's going to be heavily involved. I could just see him getting better in so many different areas. He's going to be a better rebounder. He's going to be better. Like I said, the playmaking is going to be better, but it's also going to be so noticeable because of the job that he's tasked with for them offensively this year. I also think he's just going to have more space to operate with KD on that team. That's going to enable him to be better driving to the rim and finishing at the basket just because he's going to have more space to get there, and there's not going to be as much help when he gets to the rim. Like,
Can I push back on that last thought?
yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
There would have been more space if Fred VanVleet was on the floor with them.
Yeah.
With VanVleet gone, and now it's just, okay, it's almost the space may be a little bit different depending on where KD is going to be on the floor versus where VanVleet would operate. But it's one less shooter still on the floor, right? Like there's still that's my pushback on your thought there. But like that's the stuff where you're at. I'm not ready to. I don't think he's gonna win most improved. And by the way, he is the odds-on favorite. He's at plus 900. Not surprising. I think
Bodie wants to come in.
Oh, Bodie, come on in, Bodie. My dog's just. I played catch with him a little bit, and now he's sleeping in his substitute dog bed because I'm not at home. I'm on the road.
Those of you watching on YouTube can see my dog right next to the microphone.
So cute, so cute.
He's
I hope
so
Bodie
needy.
has thoughts. All dogs are needy.
He's
and
so neat.
they
He's
deserve,
a big Ahmed Thompson fan too.
They get all the love. They
See,
deserve
he just
all the
heard his
love.
name
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
turned right to me. He
They,
loves him.
they deserve all the love in the world. Okay, and if you've seen the offsides video, you see how much
Yes.
jerseys Luka has, and all that. And we haven't even gotten into some of his other stuff. Sorry, we got sidetracked. Ahmed Thompson, number 1, plus 900. Andrew Nemhart, plus 1,200. Benedict Mathurin, plus 1,500. Denny Advias, plus 1,700. Shaden Sharp, plus 1,800. Matas Buzelis, plus 2,000. That's the top 6, right?
So that's interesting because my second guy was very high on that list.
Don't say it because it might be who I'm going to pick. So don't
not
say
going
it.
to. Go ahead.
If it isn't, you can bring it in again. First off, the one name I'm shocked, and I've been scrolling on this list, and I can't find his name anywhere. I'm kind of shocked Victor's not on this list.
I think it's because people will be like, "Oh, it was expected."
Yeah, I don't think that's if he's regularly dropping
Right,
5
if
and
he's like-
5s, like
If he's like Giannis this year, if he's like 30, 12, and 5, like he should be heavily in the mix. Like why wouldn't
and I'm
he be?
sorry if you watch what he's doing in preseason, like fuck, man, he might take away 2 awards. This offseason there. So like I'm just surprised he's not on the list in that sense. I think you're right, Jared, in the narrative aspect of like, well, this is who we expected Victor to always be, but he was injured and da-da-da and blah, 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 blah. Narrative stuff, right? The guy I'm going with is Benedict Mathurin.
That was the next guy I was going to talk about. So go ahead.
Yeah. because one, he's going to have a much larger role with the Indiana Pacers. And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't until he probably wasn't really on my radar for most improved until I watched the Pacers recently. I love the way he's playing. He's doing all of his normal stuff. He shoots, and all that stuff. But he's cutting and moving without the basketball in ways that I really love. He got 2 back doors against the Spurs that I can remember off the top of my head. His movement's really good. They need him to be a monster. He's going to get the starting spot to start the season. Like I think we're going to see the rise of Benedict Mathurin. I think he's going to win most improved. That's why I look at it I just feel like the maturation of his game. I felt like he is doing what people wished Cam Thomas would do. Because I think at one point they were 2 peas in the same pod. Put my fingers up for the camera. And then I think eventually he started to kind of veer off where it's like, I'm going to do more than scoring, right? I'm not going to be a gunner, which is he came into the league with that reputation. I don't know if that's fair or not fair, but like, I'm going to come in and be more of a teammate, more of a playmaker, more of looking to get other. I'm going to improve in those areas. And I'm going to be selective with my shot. Like all that stuff. The way he played last year was massive for the Pacers. And I think we're going to see that leap continue this year.
I love it. If you remember on our Central Division podcast, my prediction for the Pacers was that Mathurin's going to have a monster year and get himself a huge contract at the end of the season. So I love it. I'm all in on this. I think he's going to be fantastic. This year, he was my second choice, like I said, for this award. And I think the shooting is going to come across really well. He's going to have massive opportunity, obviously, to take over a significant role in the offense. I think he's a little bit different style than Cam Thomas, just with the athleticism and the more natural playmaking that he has. Like Cam Thomas has to not force himself into playmaking, but make like conscious decisions into
No. He is making conscious decisions not to be a playmaker. He's basically said that in his press conference. Let's not do this where it's he is a black hole in the way it sounds. Like the way and by the way, he's perfectly happy with it. And if he's going to put up 40-something points a night, I'm more than happy to watch the dude because he does score like crazy.
He is going to score 50 at some point this year, especially on that Nets team. But
just a matter of when.
I could see Mathurin putting up a few 40-point games or something along those lines. He can get really hot. We saw in the playoffs that he can get to the line a whole lot, which is massive, and especially when you're looking for someone who's going to show significant improvement in their scoring, which tends to be something that helps you win this award. The starters' minutes, getting to the line, getting hot from outside, being a little bit more of a playmaker. Like when he was coming into the league, I compared him to Zach LaVine, and I think he can take like that's not necessarily up to where LaVine has been for the last few years, but like the early career LaVine leap to where he's like a level below where he is now. I think Mathurin can take that style leap this year.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So we're on board here. You have Amen Thompson. I have Benedict Mathurin. I don't know if we should probably write this down somewhere. With this, if we actually want to be held accountable, I don't, but it's okay.
I'll write them
with
down.
all that. All right, fine. He's gonna lie towards the end of the year and be like, he was always my pick, whoever won. We should point out neither of us have a vote. So
we don't have official votes.
We can't.
I have an officially unofficial vote that I write. Like I call them my officially unofficial votes for All-Star, for all the awards at the end of the year, because they are my official votes. They just don't actually count.
The only voting I do is yes on 50. If you know, you know. All right. Where do we want to take this next? Let's go Coach of the Year. No, you know what? Let's go six man. I don't really love six man of the year awards. Do you want the odds first, or do you want to give me your name first?
Let's go with the odds first this time.
Okay. DeAndre Hunter is plus 850. Naz Reid plus 1,000. Jordan Clarkson plus 1,200. Anthony Simons plus 1,400. Ty Jerome plus 1,400. Josh Hart plus 1,600. Grady Dick plus 1,800. Peyton Pritchard plus 2,000. Pritchard won this last year, correct?
He did.
Yes. So Repeat for him would be plus 2. But that's also dependent on if he actually. I think he's going to be in the starting lineup, so I don't really have him in my world. What do you got, man? Who is going to win? I'm surprised Grady Dick's in the top 7 there. Who do you have is going to win Sixth Man of the Year?
I have what is apparently a totally off the board take here, and Ty Lue has said that Bradley Beal is going to start, and the 5th starter is sort of undecided. I think it's going to be Derek Jones Jr. so that they get a little bit of that defense out there. I am taking John Collins for Sixth Man of the Year. I think he's going to play a real. I'm taking John Collins. I think he's going to play a really important role for the Clippers. I think he's going to be really good in that role. He shot almost 40% from 3 last year, and in 3 of the last 5 seasons, he's been hovering around 40% from 3. He's going to make a massive contribution to what should be one of the best teams in the West. I'm buying in on his role on this team. I think he's going to be really important for them in terms of their ability to play multiple different styles of lineups. He can play as the only big. He can play with Zubats. He can play with Brook Lopez. I think he's going to be the guy that comes off the bench first for them and plays 25, 30 minutes a night. And when Kawhi is out, I think he's the guy that slides into the starting lineup. When Beal is out, I think he's the guy that slides into the starting lineup. Basically, no matter who's out, unless it's James Harden, I think he's the guy that starts for them. So I'm going with John Collins here.
Okay, I do want to update people. Literally, while we were talking, Grady Dick has dropped in the the rankings and watching it. They've moved the board around here a little bit. I like it. I like the out of the box pick for Sixth Man. Normally
this is
it goes
one award where I have someone totally off the board.
Well, I mean, normally it goes to a person that comes in and is just a scorer. This is kind of who comes in and puts big numbers. They're usually on a good team. It's usually so it's not like somebody you look at going like, team sucks, but he's killing it. Like it generally goes to somebody who has that run, and there's always somebody that's kind of outside the box. So I love your outside the box thinking.
Right, like who thought Peyton Pritchard was going to win last year? You know,
who thought Ty Jerome would be in the race?
Yeah,
that was a wild one there. I am pretty much like, I don't know who's going to win it. The one guy I think who would be interesting, and I didn't name him in the top 5. By the way, I was looking up John Collins' odds, not even anywhere on the list.
Interesting. All right.
You know, I let me try it again.
I have a couple.
No John Collins.
I think, or you know what? I'll wait until after you say who your guy, in case you pick one of them.
I probably won't, because this is one of those where I just literally just throw a dart on the board and be like, You know, it goes to such a random player sometimes. I think I'm gonna. I mean, I'm just even looking at the list. I don't even know who I like. Oh God, I hate this.
Yeah, I have 3 more guys that are like off the board that I think are decent candidates.
I'm just gonna go with Naz Reid off the bench. I know he's won it already. All that stuff. The role he plays for the Wolves is going to be massively important. I think the Wolves are pretty underrated for the most part. So I think that's where I'm going to go with it. I don't have a lot to say about it. I'm more interested to hear who you got off the board because I might get more excited about that.
Yeah, so Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I think, is a pretty decent candidate.
Not off the board, plus 3,000.
Oh, he's in there. Okay. Karis LeVert, I think, is an interesting candidate for Detroit.
Plus 2,500.
Okay, so not really off the board. Or is that off the board? That's what, 25 to 1? Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I think it's in the top 10.
Okay, but it's
top 12, but yeah.
Longer odds. And then whichever of Jabari Smith and Tari Eason doesn't start for the Rockets, I think could get interesting too.
Tari Eason is plus 2,200. With that, they also have Reed Shepherd at plus 2,200. I don't think Reed's gonna win Sixth Man of the Year. All of those are really interesting. It's pretty fun with some of those things. I just don't know where I'm at with it. Like it's a hard one to predict because you got to be on a good team and you got to be just an absolute killer. And I just don't, to me, and again, it kind of just goes into the archetype of just constant. I would love to see it go to a different type of player. That's more the what I would like to see it happen.
You know, it never
It
does.
never does. Goes to whoever scores 25 off the bench on a regular basis. So that's where we're at. I'm going to go to this. Actually, might be my favorite award. It's Coach of the Year. And one thing I want to say about Coach of the Year, and this is something, what I love about it in the NBA is there was a run where it was like, all right, there's like 4 good coaches in the NBA, and there's like a lot of average, and then there's like 10 really bad ones. I'm going to be honest with you, that's kind of flipped. There's like 10 really good coaches. Like 5 absolutely, I think, amazing. And then, like, I just think the number of bad coaches we've had has dwindled so much that Coach of the Year is actually pretty tough to figure out. Now, this one also has an archetype, right? Like, this is usually a team that has, you know, that exceeds expectations, right? In a way where, like, think JB Bickerstaff won it last year, right? Or did Agnew win?
Kenny Atkinson won.
Kenny Atkinson won it. But again, took a massive leap in terms of wins that nobody was expecting, came out of nowhere. It's unexpected leaps like that. Again, criminal. Eric Spoelstra has never won this award. And I'm going to say now, not anywhere near the favorites, right? He is plus 4,000. Do you want me to name the favorites and then you go? Or do you want to name your coach first?
No, yeah, let's name the favorites here. I will say that this was the award that I had the hardest time deciding who it was going to be.
Okay. The favorite, tied for the favorite, are Jamal Mosley and Ime Udoka at both plus 550. David Adelman at plus 600. Quinn Snyder plus 800. J.J. Redick plus 1,400. Mitch Johnson plus 1,400. Tied also with J.B. Bickerstaff. Mike Brown at plus 1,800, and that's kind of the top 6. Top 8, because I can't add. Who do you like? What do you got? Coach of the Year.
I debated really long and hard between one of the 2 favorites of Mosley and Udoka, and then I went to I was like, well, I have the Knicks getting the 1 seed, so if that happens, is Mike Brown going to win Coach of the Year? But I think that might be another one where it's like too expected. And then I was like, you know what? If the Spurs win 45 games, is Mitch Johnson going to win Coach of the Year? But I think that Wemby's going to get all the credit for that. So I went back to, I think that the Hawks are going to be very good this year. I love the offseason that they had. We talked about this a bunch of times. And I think despite the fact that they added a bunch of quality players, I'm going to go with Quinn Snyder because the Hawks win, you know, in the high 40s, 50, something like that, games and get themselves like the 4 seed in the East or something along those lines. Maybe even the 3 seed in the East. Who knows? I'm going to go with Quinn Snyder.
That was who I was going to pick. So I'm going to pick somebody else so we can talk a little bit differently about it. I just want to run through it because I think you're right about some of this stuff. Ime Udoka is going to get a lot of love. He's going to get a lot of love because everybody just loves how tough he is. Everybody loves that he called LeBron a bitch. It's all of that. Like he gets the street cred to a large degree. David Adelman, he's not going to get any credit. It's all Jokic. Kind of the way you're talking about Mitch Johnson, although I think Mitch would get a little bit more credit than David Adelman would. I don't see the Lakers being good enough for JJ to win it. If JB Bickerstaff didn't win it last year, I don't see them winning it this year unless like the Pistons win the East. Mike Brown, it's not going to be enough of a jump, regular season jump, I think, and that's going to be the problem with that stuff. We have a lot of other guys on the list. I mean, everybody's. It's a 30-person list. Do you want to guess who's the bottom? I mean, it's not hard to guess. It's
Brian
3 teams. Brian Keefe, Will Hardy, and Jordan Ott all tied at the very bottom because those teams are tanking. Billy Donovan very much just barely above them.
Well, we know what the Bulls are going to do. They're going to win 39 games and go to the play-in.
Yeah. I'm going to take the favorite. I'm taking Jamal Mosley. I think they're going to surprise everybody. I love the way the offense looks already. Just already with like I don't even think they've scratched the surface yet of what they can do offensively with Bane. I think they have a lot of promise. I think they're going to be their defense is so damn good, just in general. And if they just get an average level offense, they get an offense in the offensive rating in between like 13 to 15. This team's going to win so many damn games. And I'm going to put this one out there. And this is going to be the crazy hot take that I don't think I was ready to kind of really do it. But I'm just going to do it. And I don't think I made this prediction in the when we talked to Orlando. I won't be shocked if Orlando wins the East. Has the best record in the Eastern Conference. With that defense, and really it was just like, hey, we just need the offense to be 10 to 15% better, and we're going to win way more games assuming we have good health. I think that, and if that happens, he's winning the award. It's over and done with. One small guy, again, he's never won it, Eric Spoelstra. This is the type of fucked up team that Eric Spoelstra would love to coach, that takes it to the team where all of a sudden they're fighting for the 5th seed, and everybody's going to be like, fuck, man, he's a fucking wizard.
And there could be a groundswell of, how has Eric Spoelstra never won this award before? Mm-hmm. If they win like 46 games or something along those lines, and people are like, oh my God, how does Spo have this team in the mix for the 5 seed or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it. I do think Orlando's offense needs to get more than like 10% better for the Magic to have the kind of season you're describing. And I do think they still have some issues there. Jalen Suggs still isn't playing, I believe.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens there. And they do still basically just have one shooter with Desmond Bane. Feel like you need more than that. So I'm in more of the camp that they're going to be like 14th to 18th in offense rather than 12th to 15th. And that lowers the ceiling just a little bit. And when you're the favorite, you have to like really exceed expectations.
Yeah, you have to. It's not like
most of the time
it's not like getting 5 games over.
A lot better than you think. Like if the Magic win 49 games and they're the 3 seed, are people really going to make Jamal Mosley the coach of the year? I don't know.
They have to win close to 54 games.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing where it's like they have to win that. It's not like you just get over your over number, right? Like you have to smash it in that sense. And I think that's a big one there. All right, let's move on to Rookie of the Year, which is, I want to say this before we get started, because I generally don't watch I don't watch college basketball. I'm going to try this year to try to be better, make myself a better analyst for everybody, and watch a little more draft stuff and be ready for the draft better than I have been. I say that now in October, by the way. Check in November. Check in January and see what happens. But watching some of these rookies in preseason, which is really when I try to dial in on some of these guys, this is a really good rookie class. I had somebody, I tweeted out something. I did a video on Offside. Somebody tweeted out, all the rookies are doing that. Oh, it's just preseason, my guy. I'm like, yeah. Also could just be a really good rookie class. I'm going to just run off the favorites. Cooper Flagg is by far and away the favorite. Minus 170. VJ Edgecombe, Trey Johnson, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, all at plus 1,000. Con Knipple plus 1,400. Kasparis Yakushunas, did I say it right?
I believe it's Yakushunas or Yakushunas. One of those two.
We'll say Yakushunas for now. Plus 3,000. Jeremiah Fears plus 4,000. I'm going to throw another name out there. He Hansan Yang plus 5,000. Just wanted to throw that one out there. Is Cooper Flagg your Rookie of the Year? Is this like a no-brainer? Should we do who's going to be second?
Yeah, he's my Rookie of the Year. It's obvious, but it's obvious for a reason. Like, he's
good.
The best player in the draft. We knew that 2 years before he was drafted, and he's going to have the most opportunity of anybody in the draft because they're basically going to play him at point guard and ask him to be like the lead ball handler and the best wing defender on this team coming into the season. And he's just going to be really, really good. Like, we know the skill set. This is a guy who was having like a ton of success against the men's Olympic basketball team in training camp when he was still in high school. Like, we know what type of player he is. We know what he's going to have the opportunity to do throughout this season. I'm a little surprised that he's minus 175 that you said.
170. 170.
170? I feel like that's Granted, I don't know what the implied odds is, but it's better than 50-50 for him to win. So,
no, it's less than 50-50. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's way above 50-50. Like it's expected. It's almost like give him the trophy now type shit.
Yeah. And I think we probably should. Like, as long as he stays healthy, it's hard to envision a scenario where somebody takes it from him.
Yeah. And this is one of the awards you don't have to be on a good team to win the award. Generally should go to a team that's pretty shitty because usually it's a top pick in the draft. I'm with you. Flag's winning it. I'm going to pick who I think. I haven't watched all the rookies. Mm-hmm. Right? But I'm not even going to say who's going to finish second. I don't know if he's going to finish second. But of the rookies I've watched, I've been damn impressed with Dylan Harper.
Mm.
You know, and maybe it's because I'm too much on the Spurs kick right now because I just want to keep watching Wemby. His feel for the game in the pick and roll was really impressive. You know, his shooting's going to have to improve. His defense is like I think we're heading into an era. I think where we're no longer going to have one-sided players. Like we're seeing a lot of guys that could play offense and defend, which is something I love because that's what I usually call. I love when people call somebody a two-way player. I said, no, it's a fucking basketball player. You're supposed to be able to play both sides.
Oh my god, dude! When I hear so-and-so is the best two-way player in the league,
yeah, don't get me started.
Really, all they mean is that they're the best defender among the really good offensive players. It drives me nuts. Like,
yeah,
people would be like, oh, James Harden is the best shooting guard in the league, but Klay Thompson is the best two-way shooting guard in the league, and it's like, no. Yeah. If James Harden is the best shooting guard in the league, then he's the best two-way shooting guard. He's just more tilted towards offense than defense.
I think we have to really lock in on the phrase should never be two-way, but one-way. We should always
yes.
You're supposed to be two ways, by the way. You're supposed to be a two-way player. This isn't football. You don't play offense or defense. You play both, but nonetheless. I've been very impressed with him. And I thought he was, it's early, it's preseason, but with De'Aaron Fox out, he's going to get reps early, and I think that's going to be really interesting to see how the Spurs deal with that. Love what Ace Bailey's doing. Love what he's doing. He just looks so fluid, and they're using him a lot off ball, bringing him off screens, and the way he kind of just comes. He had I have a video coming on Offside, actually on all three of those rookies, Cooper Flagg, Harper, and Bailey. I have a video clip in there. Bailey has a play where he fakes going to the dribble handoff, cuts back door, Jabari Smith is guarding him, takes away the back door. He pops back out to the corner for a three and knocks it down. And I'm just like, that's high-level thinking. Fake the handoff, back door, pop back out. Like, that's a lot to defend. I'm very impressed with that. Yakashunas is showing really some unbelievable passing skills with the Heat in terms of the playmaking and stuff like that. Will help them a lot with Tyler Hero out. Pretty impressed with the rookie class. Flag's going to win it, though.
Yeah. I think Will Hardy's going to be a really good coach for Ace Bailey because he's going to put him in positions to succeed by getting him more open so he doesn't have to do all the work by himself. One of the things at Rutgers was he tried to do all the work by himself, and you don't want him to have to do that all the time, especially on a team where they don't have, like, the best guard play in the world. I know, like, they've got Isaiah Collier, Keontae George. They got all these other wing guys that they have there, but these are not guys that are necessarily the best table setters in the world. Mm-hmm. And having that systemization of the offense to be able to get him openings is going to be really key, and I think Will Hardy's really good at that. Dylan Harper, the guy is so fast, so agile. I think that's going to really help him on both ends of the court. You combine that with the feel for the game, like you said, and that's just – I think they're going to kind of bring him along pretty slowly, though, because they do have Fox and Castle. So I don't know that he winds up being, second or third in Rookie of the Year voting. He's probably going to come off the bench for the significant majority of the year.
So he wins sixth man, Jared, whatever. It's
I'm big on Trey Johnson as well. I think he's going to be really good for the Wizards. I
haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
They need his shooting desperately. He's a very good shooter on a team that has a lot of willing shooters, but not necessarily very good shooters. but I think he fits well with the young guys they have there with Carrington and Sarr and George. Like, I think that group of guys makes sense, and I think he's going to be very good for them.
Excellent. Jared, did we say we were going to do regular season points per game leader? Did I forget that?
We did, but do you want to do MVP before that? Because we haven't talked about MVP yet.
I like ending with the MVP.
Oh, end with the MVP? Yeah, that's cool with me. We're going to do our finals prediction too, right?
Sure. Yeah. I'm happy to do that. Just not. I don't think that'll be.
Do you have the odds on the regular season points per game leaders?
Yeah, I'll lead with that. And then,
you foisted this on me right before the podcast, and I haven't made my decision yet.
yeah, I wasn't sure. Or you can cut this part out.
No.
We're gonna leave it in. We're gonna leave it in how I foisted you. Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna make my decision live on the air, and we're gonna figure it out.
I'm good to foist. I'm good on doing a foist where I think of something in the last moment and go like, oh yeah, interesting. Just real quick on your De'Aaron Fox point and Castle. I think Castle's more of a secondary playmaker. I don't think he's going to be a point guard in this league. I think he's going to be a great running mate with Harper and Wemby once he gets his shot dialed in, which I think we're going to see coming over the next few seasons. All right, scoring leaders here. And sorry, folks, I did foist this on Jared literally only because I saw it on DraftKings and said, that'd be fun. We're not doing any of the other leaders. We're just going to do scoring leaders and kind of screw Jared up here a little bit. All right, the leaders of favorites are SGA at plus 140, Giannis at 180, Luka plus 800, Anthony Edwards plus 1,700, Jokic plus 1,800. This one surprises me. Embiid plus 2,000, Booker plus 2,200, Cade Cunningham plus 3,000. The next tier of guys, Jaylen Brown plus 6,000, Brunson plus 6,000. Who you got?
I'm going to take Luka. I think especially with LeBron out to begin the season, you're going to start seeing the 35-9-9 or whatever games from him to start the year. And once he gets rolling in that way, I think it's going to be hard for the Lakers to change the way they play. And who knows when LeBron's coming back? He's going to be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. That doesn't mean he's going to be back in 3 to 4 weeks. Obviously, Shea can get into, the 33, 34, 35 points per game range. I think Luka could do that too.
Yeah. To be honest with you, that's where I was going to go. I also think another guy to keep an eye on, and I'm surprised the odds are so much against him, Anthony Edwards. I think he's going to have a monster year scoring-wise for the Wolves. I don't think SGA is the favorite. I don't think he's going to go as hard as he did last season.
Well, I think just by virtue of not having Chet out for more than half the year, and by maybe handing more of the offense over to both him and J-Dub, Shea could come down to 30, 29 a game. And then it's a little bit of a different story. And
the reason why I think Giannis would win it, I don't know if we're going to he's going to have so much on his plate. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to have to score a metric shit ton. But I do wonder how many games he's actually going to play. Just because I think he's going to get worn down. But I think he has a good he should be the favorite in my opinion as to who's going to win that regular season scoring title. But Luka in shape now. This is going to be the thing. This is going to be, and with LeBron out, it's his team. It's now his team. Which then this leads us to the final one. I want to end with the big one, the extravaganza. Make you guys all wait for this. Regular season MVP.
Can I, before we do this, can I get a mini rant off? Quick?
Go, rant away.
Why is the points leader considered the points per game leader? Shouldn't it be total points? When you look at this in other sports, you don't have the passing yards leader is not the guy that leads in passing yards per game. It's the guy that leads in total passing yards. When you look at baseball, it's not home runs and RBIs per game. It's total home runs and total RBIs. It's not the leader in goals and assists points per game in hockey. It's just the guy with the most total points. Why do we do this as points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game? It should be the totals.
It's because the NBA loves the metric system, and we will be different than everybody else. You're right, though. That's a great point. That is actually an excellent Excellent point.
I make one of them once every year or two.
No, stop it. Stop it. I podcast with you. You do it at least twice. All right, regular season MVP odds. This list isn't shocking by any stretch, right? It's Jokic plus 2,200, SGA plus 275, Luka plus 380, and then that's like the top tier. Then it's Giannis plus 1,100. This surprised me. Victor Wembanyama plus 1,500, Anthony Edwards plus 2,000, and then the next tier is like KD, Brunson, Cade. Joel Embiid's still on this list. Like, I know, but like, guys, he's never healthy. Can we see him play healthy? See him play.
The idea that Joel Embiid is going to qualify for any, like, when was the last time he played 65 games? Like, the world where that happens
was when he won the MVP.
Did he even play 65 games that year?
I don't know. It might have been 63. I don't remember off the top of my head. With all of that. What do you have? Are you looking it up?
He did. He played 66 games, but that was the year before the
rule came into place. Yeah, he won it before the rule came.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I think it's boring, but I'm going to go with Nikola Jokic because I think Denver is obviously going to be really good. I think he is still widely considered the best player in the league, even after Shea won MVP last year and then takes his team to the finals and wins finals MVP. People still believe, I think rightly, that Jokic is the best player in the world. And if Denver is the 1 or 2 seed, which I think pretty much everybody thinks the Nuggets are going to be the 1 or 2 seed, myself and yourself included, I believe you said the Nuggets are going to get the 1 seed. If that happens, he's definitely going to win MVP. And I think even if they're the 2 seed, it's really like, even when you look at all the other, to me, this is a 2, maybe 3-man race for the first spot on the MVP ballot. Like, what's the scenario where someone other than Jokic or SGA wins MVP if those are the 1 and 2 seeds in the West, which likely means that they're the 1 and 2 seeds in the league? What's the scenario where somebody else takes the award if that happens? To me, it's like maybe Luka if the Lakers are the 3 seed and he has the outrageous year that we're thinking of. And then like, so he's sort of on the fringes of the 1-2 for me. And then it's like Giannis is going to finish 3 or 4. Everybody considers him one of the 3 or 4 best players in the world. He's going to have a monster season as long as he plays enough games. I don't think the Bucks are good enough for him to really get into the mix for the 1 or 2. Like, is he going to win if they're the 6 seed, 7 seed? I really don't think so. This is where Bucks fans are going to complain about Jokic winning when they were the 6 or 7 seed. A lot different in the West than in this Eastern Conference. Let's just throw that out there. But then you look at the guys that are basically fighting for the 5 spot. Wemby, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Donovan Mitchell. Like, I don't see the scenario. Like, let's say
I'll push back. I got a scenario for you.
Anthony Edwards will get the 2 seed.
No, but that's a good one too. You cheated. And again, remember, folks, who I've been watching a lot of lately. Victor Wembanyama, if he's near the scoring leading title, and is Defensive Player of the Year, and the Spurs are top 5 in the West, you can make the argument. Because then that's actually very similar to the argument made for Jokic when he won it when the team was the 6th seed, right? Because the drop-off that's going to happen just naturally when he's off the court might be staggering, especially defensively. And I think that's the case for Victor to win it. You know, in that sense, and gets them to the 2 seed and scoring title. Yeah, like he's definitely going to be. But that's the route I think that could happen for Victor Wembanyama. And just so you guys know, that means I have said he's taking 3 awards home.
Yeah.
He's not my pick, but yeah.
How crazy would it be if he won MVP, Most Improved, and Defensive Player of the Year, and it was just like, oh my God, what are we going to do for the next 15 years?
I mean, well, Defensive Player of the Year is done.
Yeah.
That part's just done. It's who's winning second is how we're going to be doing this.
I will say, if he wins MVP, there's no way he also wins Most Improved.
No. Not at all. Because most people who are voting for Most Improved are not going to be voting for. But they're going to do. But I just don't think he's going to win Most Improved. Would you? For me, I'm with you though.
I could see a scenario where we give him our officially unofficial votes, and people are just like, "What? You can't give him the votes? We all knew he was a superstar. What are you talking about?"
I do think the MVP is going to be Jokic. He's the best player on the planet, folks. Like, it's not. Shea had an unbelievable season last year. I do think Shea deserved it. The past few MVPs that Jokic has lost, he if he won it, I'd have been like, yeah. Even the year with Embiid, like, it would have just been like, yeah, he's one of the best. He's just that good in that sense.
You realistically could argue that he should have 5 in a row.
Yeah. You could definitely make that. You could definitely make that argument. There's no real and I know people might get mad about that all stuff. I mean, part of the reason why he lost one of the MVPs was Perk made a comment on NBA Today, and that scared everybody. Not saying Embiid didn't deserve the MVP, by the way, folks, before everybody gets all freaky and nuts about it. With that. But he's just so goddamn good. And I think the Nuggets are going to be the 1 seed. And if I think they're going to be the 1 seed, it's on the back of Jokic. I think the team is deeper, so I wouldn't even be surprised if the on-off number isn't as staggering as it usually is, because I think Jonas Valanciunas helps them a ton. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I think it's Jokic. But don't sleep on Wemby, if I'm not wrong. And he's close to the scoring title, Defensive Player of the Year, and has the Spurs in the top 5 in the West. Like, if they win narrative wise, and give Mitch Johnson the Coach of the Year at that point too. Like, that's and narrative wise,
what's Player of the Year for the second time?
If I don't even acknowledge that award. Jared, we're done. We made it. Oh, finals predictions. Let's do this one quick because we've gone long. Maybe I shouldn't have foisted the scoring leader on you. Your finals prediction.
I mean, I foisted this one on you, so we're even on the.
I think you texted it, and I just ignored it. I think you texted it, and I was a bad person.
Yeah, I'm taking the Thunder. I've said this on multiple podcasts already. I've written it already at Last Night in Basketball. They are the best team. I think they're significantly better than the next closest best team, and that team is in the West. So I don't really think that anybody from the East has much of a chance to defeat them. Once they get through the West, I think it's pretty smooth sailing. They're going to be better this year than they were last year, and they already won the title last year. I think we're about to see – people are talking about, there are no dynasties in the NBA anymore. We're about to see one heck of a run from this team over the next 5-6 years.
So that's – who are they beating? I'm sorry, who are they beating?
They are going to beat – and I never do this, folks. They are going to beat the New York goddamn Knicks in the finals.
There we go. I love how you picked your finals champion, but didn't tell me who was the other team in the finals. You sneaky little dude.
Yeah, I am generally a pessimist about my teams because I'm always looking to poke holes and figure out why things aren't going to go as well for them as people seem to think. But I think it's a really, really good basketball team. I think they're deeper than they were last year. They made the conference finals, obviously, last season. And if they don't blow that game in game 1, they could have made the finals last year. It's a thinner Eastern Conference. I think that they have advantages over the Cavs that we've seen when they played playoff series in the past. I think they're going to be able to score at a higher level in the postseason this year than they have in previous years. I think they're going to finally do it and get out of the Eastern Conference.
I like it. I hope it for you. I hope it for the Knicks. I really do. I do.
I deserve it, honestly. It's been since 1999.
It's just you. Just you. Everybody else. Nobody else. Just you. I want it for you. I want it for you, and I'm going to shout out one person who I know doesn't listen to the podcast, but Brian Koppelman. I enjoy his Knicksdom. I enjoy that stuff. I want it for him. I want it for the fun MSG crowd. The crowd's awesome. It's good for the league. When the Knicks are good, or actually just semi-good, it's already good for the league. But when they're really good, it's fun. I enjoy all that stuff.
I will say, people get very mad when you talk about how when the Knicks are good, it's good for the league. People get so mad about that. When the Knicks are good or when the Lakers are good, it's good for the league. Guess what? It's good for the league. I'm
Facts
sorry.
are facts.
It might
By
be
the
annoying.
way,
It's good for the league. It is.
by the way, when the Dodgers are good, good for MLB. Like, sorry, folks, this is the way. The only sport that it doesn't matter regionally is freaking football. And that's because everybody's already on a fantasy football team and paying attention to that. That's the only sport that it doesn't matter. It matters for almost every other sport. Sorry, folks. Deal with it. And this is also from somebody in LA and somebody in New York. But hey, nonetheless, don't worry about it. I'm
totally unbiased. Totally unbiased.
I'm with you. The Knicks are going to the finals. I'm with you. The Knicks are going to the finals. I think they break through. I don't think they have the best record in the East, but I think they break through and go to the finals. I just think they lose to the Denver Nuggets.
Woo.
I'm in. I'm in on this Nuggets team. I got the Nuggets going to the finals. I love how deep this team is. I love the Cam Johnson pickup. I love that they got Bruce Brown. I love Tim Hardaway Jr. as just another shooter for them. And I've said it many times on here. I don't think people understand how big of a pickup that Jonas Valanciunas pickup was. I don't think people understand the fact that this is a team that they've won a championship. They've come close to getting to the conference finals last year and had an awful backup center rotation, right? Their best backup center in the playoffs was Aaron freaking Gordon. Sorry, like having Jonas Valanciunas opens. And by the way, I hope we see it at some point. I don't know if we ever will. Give me the Jonas Jokic lineup.
David Adelman broke it out the other day, and he had them.
Did I miss it?
On defense.
I haven't caught the. I've missed the last Nugget game, but like perfect. Give it to me. Let's just see what it looks like. I don't think it's something I'd want to see a lot of. Well, why not? Let's just have some of that fun with all that stuff. But anyways, I think the Nuggets win the championship this year. That's where I'm going with the finals prediction. They pushed the Thunder last year to 7. I think they beat them this year. They're deeper and better than what they were. And that's not to say the Thunder aren't better just by everybody improving 10%. Jared, let's do the quick college football update. And then I'm going to go long. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to go long on my college football update.
I'll be quick because Miami was on a bye this week. Didn't play, but we got Louisville on Friday night. Going to be an awesome game. I will say I got to give a shout out to Indiana. My brother went there. They went out and beat Oregon like pretty soundly. And now the Dubin household has 2 of the top 3 teams in the country in college football.
Has never happened, I imagined, in the Dubin household.
No, this is the highest Indiana's ever been ranked. I don't even think they had ever been in the top 5. So pretty crazy. Obviously, Miami a little bit more used to this, but not in recent memory, So it's pretty awesome right now to watch these college football teams. But you go long because I did see some of the USC game, and I saw Mekhi Lemon make another sick touchdown catch.
The dude's unbelievable. Mekhi Lemon's a whole other level. Let me just put this out here first off. We lost our 2-star running backs. Like star running backs. Like Waymon Jordan and Eli Sanders were guys that they've been awesome. We've been mostly a running team. Next man up, walk-on King Miller. And if you've been watching SC, you know who he is. But I imagine most people haven't. He was unbelievable. Jared, we had a 3rd and 26 because Lemon got an unsportsmanlike penalty call. Okay? Dude broke out a 49-yard run. Finished that drive with I think it was about like a 12 or 13-yard TD run, by the way. Our offensive line is young and is improving quickly. We beat Michigan 31-17. It didn't even feel like that. I mean, we beat them. We're shout out to the Coliseum, to the SC crowd. Awesome. This was I was convinced. I was like, man, this is going to be like a 60-40 SC Michigan split. A lot of freaking Michigan people. All this stuff. Sharon Moore making comments. Game's a sellout because we bring in Michigan and all that bullshit. Let me tell you right now, shut the fuck up. Because that wasn't even the case. And you were saying all that stuff. And let me tell you something. Lincoln Riley does not do snark. They asked him about that quote, and he just goes like, I don't care what he has to say. The most dismissive, snarky. I love that he said when he said that, I was like, oh, Jared, we're going to win this game. because he was like, fuck that, I don't care. And we showed out as an SC crowd. It was like 75-25 if I'm being conservative. We were out there loud as hell, all that stuff. I told a buddy of mine, I texted a buddy of mine this, and I'm almost done, folks. I'm sorry. Too excited. I texted a buddy of mine after this game. I said, because he was like, that's such a massive win. I go, that was, for Lincoln Riley, a program-saving win. Because I'll tell you right now, that they were ready to come after him if we lost that game. They were ready to come after him. We had over 100 recruits for over the next 3 years there. We have the top recruiting class in the country coming in next year if we can hold it. And that was important to have that win because it showed a lot of the guys proof of concept. That was a program-saving win is what I told my friend.
You know what you don't have in recruiting? The number one player in the country, because we do.
That's fine. You don't worry. I'm not worried. He'll transfer in 2 years. Sorry, that was mean.
No, it's an offensive lineman. Offensive linemen don't transfer away from Cristobal.
They really don't.
Alex Mirabal.
No, they're good. He'll be good. I will say this though. We got Notre Dame this week. Woo. At Notre Dame. Massive, massive rivalry. We win this game in Notre Dame, in South Bend. I think we're, last I saw, 9.5-point dogs. We win this game, program launching. That's a program launch.
You go from saving it to launching it.
That's one where it's like, yo, we're in. Even if we fuck up and don't make the playoffs, because we still have a tough schedule. We still go to Oregon, still go to Nebraska. Can be a tough. There are some games to trip up there. I'm keeping an eye on you fucking dirty Bruins over at UCLA. I see what you're doing. Fucking killing coaches left and right. I see what you're doing. And this is the exact type of UCLA team to spoil shit for me at the end of the season. I see y'all. I see y'all coming. I'm just saying that now. But this game is so massively important. I don't think people understand. Also, possibly the last game of this rivalry for what could be a while. And I'm going to just say this, because a lot of people on Twitter and things like that blaming SC on this. I'm just saying, more importantly, Notre Dame athletic director came out and said this. Marcus Freeman came out and said this. We will play SC anytime, anywhere. Cool. We put out a contract. We put out an offer to extend the series with the game moved to September. I know some people, the tradition, you guys always came to us in October. Now we just come in September now. That's all it is. See y'all at the Coliseum in September. Your guys said it. Were they lying? Were they bluffing? Are they the ones that are actually scared? That's really my question for Notre Dame. But more importantly right now, I can go for another 20 minutes. More importantly right now, we got to get this win, Jared. I said it a few weeks ago. Okay? I said we were going to win this game specifically a few weeks ago. Okay? We're going to beat Notre Dame on Saturday. Get the dates.
We got to make the podcast 2-0 against Notre Dame this year. You know, that'd be nice.
Oh, buddy. I'm stressed. I'm nervous already about it. I'm not going to lie. It's Wednesday. I got Dodger playoffs that has me nervous. Fucking the pitchers are killing it. I'm nervous. This is a big week in LA.
Yeah. Not quite as big as New York, but, you know, hopefully the Hurricanes can get it done on Friday night. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. We'll see how all of this stuff goes. Folks, sorry. I went on a rant. I went nuts. You know, the funnier thing is, people, just behind the curtain, I told Jared before we started, show's not going to be that long. This might be our longest. It's definitely the longest in a while. And that's because I went 20 minutes on SC Notre Dame. Folks, we love you guys. Thank you for rocking with us. All that fun stuff. Keep an eye out for the things I'm doing on Offside. Make sure you subscribe to Last Night in Basketball. Make sure you leave a review, please, on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you go to listen to your podcast. 5-star reviews. Give us as much love as you can. Remember, I'm looking for 5 million. That's what we need. So please keep dialing in, and thank you for listening to the Double Dribble Podcast.
See y'all.
Dribble.